Today's the 8th of April, and this is Closet Thoughts with Brihat. So we're going to talk about rebellion and authority. Why does the Western mind have so much aversion to these ideas? Because we have been cheated before. This is essentially the understanding. Because we've trusted someone before, and we've had our trust not reciprocated with properly. We've felt exploited or victimized or cheated. And so this happens with parents or siblings or with teachers, with government, with friends, that we give our heart to someone, we trust someone, and we get cheated. Maybe we get cheated out of money, or maybe we get cheated of our trust through lies, or so many other things, and we've just been let down. And so our heart can harden, and we don't want to open up and trust someone again. And so, especially in this modern world where we have so much access to information, that we think we can figure it out on our own. We think that I can look up information on the internet and I can understand everything. I don't need anyone to help me. And the challenge with this is that there's a lot of false information out there, or misguided information. And so where are we going to get our information from? And so when we read certain statements like those presented in the Bhagavad Gita, this 5,000-year-old text I've been referencing, there's one very powerful verse, and Krishna says that we should just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. And so based on this lack of, on this aversion to authority, we might dislike the word spiritual master. You want me to accept a master? You want someone to tell me what to do? And generally for Americans, that is quite unattractive. And so we just have to understand what this means. Even in an academic sense, if we are trying to learn something, well, what do? We go approach someone who knows the answers, and we trust them, right? If we didn't have any trust in a professor, and we just question everything they say, we wouldn't be able to learn anything from them. And so we just have to understand what is the proper mood. And we're not suggesting blind faith here. We don't have blind faith in our science classes. Our professor will tell us some information, and then we go do an experiment, and then we can actually see that what they were saying was actually factual. And so this whole relationship with student and teacher, or spiritual teacher, whether it's material or spiritual knowledge, we have to have this mood. Krishna says, he uses the word submission. We need to ask questions submissively. And again, this is a very unattractive word for the Western mind, that submitting to someone means we're weak, that we don't know. And I looked into the Latin etymology of submission. It's very interesting. So sub is under, and mittiere, the mission aspect, is to send or let go. And so in a way, submission is to let ourselves go under the authority. And so this essentially is just humility, right? If we are coming in a challenging way to a professor or teacher, and we think we already know the answers, then we're not going to get the proper answers. Unless this teacher is very, very kind, but still, if we're hard-headed and don't think we have anything to learn and we just want to challenge someone, they're not going to be so inclined to teach us. And so we just need to understand what is the proper mood and what do these words really suggest. The whole idea with a master or a submission to someone who is in higher authority is just accepting the factual reality that I don't know certain things and I need to learn them, and so I go to someone who already has learned them. And we need to find someone who has realized certain truths in their experience. The word I've referenced before is tattva darshana. This is the word Krishna uses, that we need to approach someone who has seen or experienced the truth for themselves. And so this is very important because ultimately, this is the last thing I'll add, is this doubt someone might have, is that, well, isn't this doubt, or isn't this aversion to authority a good thing? Because what if we do get cheated? Especially in spiritual matters, we see in large organizations that people get taken advantage of because they just have this simple faith in God, and they might get exploited for their money, their possessions, whatever, their service. And of course, this is actually a very healthy doubt. We just need to find a balance in it. We just need to use this as an aspect of our intelligence and use it to understand who is it that I should trust and what are the qualities of someone who I should trust. And that's why the founder of this Hare Krishna movement, he suggested not just blindly following what he said, but to actually verify what he said by checks and balances system, using the Shastra, or the scriptures, and the words of the Guru, and the words of other spiritual practitioners. It's called Guru Shastra Sadhu. And so there's a checks and balances system. This is in no way blind faith. And so these are some of my thoughts on authority and why the Western mind is so averse to it. And so I encourage you to think further about this. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I would be happy to discuss any of these ideas further. Thank you so much for watching. Hare Krishna.